In our system of self-defense, we want to be complete in that we want to be able to deal with threats from any possible angle. For instance, in choke, we have defenses that deal with the choke, whether the choke occurs from the rear, from in front, or from the side, or any angle in between. We also deal with situations where the attacker may be pulling the defender, where the attacker may be delivering the choke into place, or the attacker may be driving through the defender with some type of push or shove. We also know from experience that chokes can occur on the ground. For instance, if someone is attacked while they're lying on a bed, they're in a prone position. And many standing fights end up on the ground. I'm going to attack Marnie and take her to the ground, and she's going to be making a defense against a choke that's delivered from a side position to her body. Here, Willie, as the attacker, has Marnie on her back and has his hands firmly around her throat. Marnie's first defensive position or movement will be to pluck with her outside hand against Willie's right hand, freeing that part of her throat. She will at the exact same time deliver a strike to the throat area, which is sensitive, causing Willie to back up. At that point, her inside leg, in a folded position, comes up and the knee is placed in the center of Willie's chest, pushing him back, which creates enough room for Marnie's outside leg to deliver counterattacks, kicks, pushing him away. Marnie can get up and apply further kicks and then leave the scene when it's safe. For learning purposes, we'll break down the exercise into its logical stages. The attack is made. Willie's weight is on the throat of the defender. The defender, Marnie, will simultaneously pluck with her outside hand, freeing part of the throat, and with her inside hand, deliver a strike to the throat of Willie just above the collarbone. This area is a sensitive area. There's almost like a hole there that receives the strike Marnie is giving. The natural reaction is for Willie to retreat. This calls for stage 2. In stage 2, the knee comes shooting up and creates a distance for Marnie, pushing Willie back and not allowing Willie to collapse on her. This pushing back immediately allows the leg to come up for stage 3, which is a solid kick to the face. As many times as is necessary, with the last kick, pushing him away, Marnie rises quickly and is able to kick further if necessary or retreat.
We are presenting now a new set of problems and solutions. It is the defenses against headlocks. The headlock can be either a choke or just a strong pressure to the neck. The first one that we will deal with is headlock from the side. The attacker is approaching you from behind or from the side. He is grabbing your neck area this way. Here, he can cause some kind of damage and pressure, especially if he's very strong, to your neck. He can also punch your face, and he can even take you to the ground. Here, maybe continue. When you are already in this type of hold, when the attacker already grabbed you, then what is left is, of course, to make the release effectively. As early as possible, strike with the open hand to its groin. With the other hand, simultaneously, you reach between your heads and grab a sensitive and vulnerable point. You then push this point diagonally upwards and then sharply down, placing the attacker in a vulnerable position. As needed, counterattack more with a punch. When the opponent is going down, strike him again. And then, as needed, counterattack again and remove yourself from the danger zone. As the attacker is grabbing, Marnie buries her face into the attacker's ribs. Thus, she is presenting a non-verbal target to the punch if he manages to deliver one. As the attacker is grabbing you and you're being sent down and forward, you must strike early to the groin. Because of his movement, his momentum, you may have to make a step forward. This is a byproduct to the technique. Inserting the hand between the heads, then grabbing a sensitive point. It can be under the nose, the first point, without inserting your fingers to his mouth. The second point can be the eyes. The purpose of this point pressure is to bring his chin up and then send him down. The last option is to grab the front of the hair, strongly pull backwards and then down. As you press the opponent backwards and down, he is in a vulnerable position. Then you attack as needed, either with a hammer punch or with a straight punch, sending him down. And now for our learning stages. You start with a strike to the groin of the opponent and simultaneously bring the other hand high up between the heads. This may be accompanied by a step. Our second stage is to pull at the sensitive point. And then we finish with counter-attacking. We are presenting now another type of headlock, much more dangerous one, as the attacker approaches you from the rear and applying very strong pressure against your windpipe with the sharp side of the forearm. When he's doing this, he's preventing you from breathing and definitely can cause strong and big damage to your windpipe. David will present a quick and fast release and counter-attacking against this type of grab. As the attacker approaches and grabs you from behind in an armbar type of attack, simultaneously you send both hands and turn with your head, grabbing his hands, pulling them to your chest. You are twisting strongly. Now you take your head out from the grab